afternoon, baseball fans. This is Mel Allen with Red Barber, greeting you for the Gillette Safety Razor Company, maker of world-famous Gillette razors, blades, and shaving creams. Fans, for the tops in sports, tune in Gillette's Cavalcade of Sports the year around. Every Friday night, Gillette telecasts the major boxing event of the week. And as they occur, leading events of turf, diamond, and gridiron for your entertainment. The final game of the 1952 World Series. And I know that you're anxious to know the official identities of the starting pitchers. And so quickly we go right down to the playing field and show you, as you would expect, right-hander Joe Black of the Brooklyn Dodgers, as previously announced by Chuck Gresson, making his third appearance in this series as a starting pitcher. He's won one and lost one. And for the Yankees, the issue is no longer in doubt. It's going to be left-hander Eddie Lopat. So that manager Casey Stengel, hard-pressed for a starting pitcher for today as a result of having to bring in Allie Reynolds yesterday in relief, said he had to sleep on it, and then he came up with the Lopat today. Eddie with 3 days rest, coming in to pitch against a Dodger lineup which is predominantly filled with right-hand batters. The Dodgers have not had too much trouble with left-hand pitchers, particularly here at Ebbets Field. But Casey Stengel had to come up with somebody, and it's Eddie Lopat on the mound. Eddie lost his first World Series game when he opened the series at the Yankee Stadium last Friday. So we'll see what's going to happen in this final game of the World Series, one of the most dramatic ever played. And by the way, before we go into the batting orders and other pertinent data concerning today's finale, let me remind you people that every fall, careless hunters cause disastrous forest fires, ruining millions of feet of precious lumber, bringing death to game and fish. Now, if you're planning to hunt this year, paste these simple rules in your hat, will you? Number 1, crush out cigarette, cigar, and pipe ashes. Number 2, break matches in 2 after using. Number 3, drown all campfires, then stir and drown again. 4, find out the law before using fire. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it would be most difficult to describe this series in so many words. Simply say that what has happened so far, regardless of what happens today, this series will go down as one of the greatest and most dramatic of all time. This is the 49th. This is the first 7-game series since these same 2 clubs, with largely different personnel, of course, battled down to the wire in 1947, the Yankees winning the final game to establish themselves as world champions. The Dodgers, who have been, since day before yesterday, on the brink of their first World's title, this is their 6th series, the Yankees' 19th, are hopeful today of coming back to get it. The series has bounced back and forth. The Dodgers won the first game, the Yankees the second. The Dodgers the third, the Yankees the fourth. The Dodgers the fifth, the Yankees the sixth. But there's no comeback from today. And the way these 2 teams have battled has been a joy to behold. Thrilling all the way. And as most of the baseball observers have put it, regardless of who wins or who loses today, it's simply unfortunate that one of these 2 battling ball clubs has to go down to defeat. And that the team that loses certainly will not be disgraced, and the team that wins can be as proud as punch over having turned in a wonderful job. And so the batting orders for the New York Yankees. Leading off and playing third base, Gil McDougald. Hitting second, Phil Rizzuto. Shortstop. Batting third, Mickey Mantle. Center field. In the cleanup spot, Johnny Mize, first base. Hitting fifth, Yogi Berra, catching. Hitting sixth, Gene Woodling, left field. Batting seventh, Herb Noren, right field. Hitting eighth, Billy Martin, second base. In the ninth spot on the order, Eddie Lopat pitching. And now Miss Gladys Gooding at the organ, playing and singing our national anthem. Eddie Lopat, having made one previous start in the series, was charged with the defeat, as we have now concluded giving you the Yankee batting order. Now for the Dodgers, leading off and playing third base, Billy Cox. Hitting second, Pee Wee Reese. Shortstop. Hitting third, and sensationally, Duke Snyder, center field. In the cleanup spot, Jackie Robinson, second base. And you're now looking into the Dodger dugout, and number 42 there with his hands in his hips happens to be Jackie Robinson. Batting fifth, Roy Campanella. Catching. Hitting sixth, as the Dodgers have revamped their batting order for the left-handed slants of Eddie Lopat. Gil Hodges, first base. Batting seventh, George Shuba, left field. Andy Papko, as you know, pulled a muscle 2 days ago and is available only for pinch hitting purposes. Batting eighth, right field, Carl Thurrillo. And in the ninth spot in the order, pitching, the brilliant Joe Black, who has won one and lost one. This program is authorized under television rights granted by the Commissioner of Baseball solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express consent of the Commissioner is prohibited. Any commercial or other use of the program, such as by charging admission for its showing, is similarly prohibited without the express authority of the Commissioner. Now the umpires come to the plate. Out in front are, reading from left to right, Bill McKinley, Larry Getz. Getz has his behind the plate paraphernalia. Then, reading from left to right, Dusty Bogus, Jim Honeychick, and in behind, Art Passarella and Dave Pinelli. They will be aligned in this fashion. Getz at the plate, McKinley at first, Pinelli at second, Passarella third. And we'll give you the foul line umpires in a moment, make certain just where they're going to be. You may be interested in the fact that this is the 12th time in 49 World Series that the Classic has gone the limit of 7 games. Of course, there was a time, you remember, when they used to play best 5 out of 9. Prior to the 7-game limit, when it was necessary to win 5 out of 9, the series went to 8 games 4 times. Now, in the 11 previous series that have gone the 7-game limit, the National League teams have won 7 of them, if you decide to put any faith in previous happenings. Now, the bullpen for both teams will be active right from the very beginning, most likely. Preacher Rowe is down in the Dodger bullpen. He's not going to warm up as yet, but he's going down there. He'll be ready. And most likely, you'll see both bullpens flaring up immediately that either of the starting pitchers shows the slightest sign of weakening. So many of you sports fans are also Gillette fans that we take real pleasure in telecasting top events, such as the World Series, football bowl games, and Kentucky Derby as they occur throughout the year. As the managers put it, There's no more baseball till spring training, so everybody will get into the act that is needed if they can be of any use. Casey Stengel had quite a problem to wrestle with. Eddie Lopat throws stuff. There goes the Dodgers. There go the Dodgers out onto the field. He's a stuff pitcher and depends for his effectiveness on superb control. He'll have to face a lot of right-hand batters, and they prefer to pitch Lopat in a larger ballpark, larger in its general depth all the way around. That is why, for example, among other reasons, that Casey Stengel held Lopat out to open at Yankee Stadium. He had hoped to bring in Reynolds today to face Black for the third time to have the duel between these two great right-handers. But yesterday, Casey didn't have any opportunity to wait for today. He had to come in with something yesterday in order that he might even be around here today. So we're all set. The scene is set. Whether or not we can pack any more drama into this World Series than already has been injected into it, I don't know. Whether or not people who've been watching it both here and at home have any reserve strength left to take any more of the excitement, we don't know. But in any case, we certainly hope so. There goes Joe Black out to the mound, a brilliant right-hander, and moving into the Gillette microphone, a brilliant broadcaster, the old redhead, Red Barber.
Thank you very much, Mel. Now you're seeing the starting Brooklyn battery. Joe Black coming back for the third time, first time since Frank Shea in 47 has a rookie started 3 games in the World Series. Campanella back of the plate. Gil Hodges is at first base. Second baseman, Jackie Robinson. At short is Captain Pee Wee Reese. Third baseman is the hands, Billy Cox. Out in left field, we have George Schuba. Center fielder is Duke Snyder. And the right fielder, Carl Ferrello. Campanella back at the plate, and McDougal getting ready to be the first hitter for New York. Black on the mound. He's 1-1 in this series. One beating Reynolds in the opening game, and then lost to Reynolds. He only gave up 1 run, but still he got beat because that was when Reynolds pitched a shutout. McDougal, 3 for 20. And so here is the whole baseball year finally pointed up to one single ball game. This is it, as far as we go. Bill Dickey, coaching at first base for New York. Frank Crosetti is the third base coach. And here's the first pitch. It's a curveball hit medium speed to short. Reese, Hodges, and 1 out. One away.
Batting in number 2 position, number 10.
Well, the little shortstop for the Yankees, Rizzuto, who is 3 for 23 getting in. We have 1 out, no score, and the ball game has begun. Call strike. Larry Getz back at the plate working balls and strikes. As manager Stengel, he spent yesterday, especially the late innings, standing in front of his bench, and he's starting out that way today. There's a bunt up toward first base. Hodges fields the ball and makes the put out on Rizzuto, tagging him. So Rizzuto bunting for a base hit is out. The first baseman unassisted, and 2 are gone. Rizzuto may have hurt his right knee a little bit when he went into that slide, trying to avoid the tag.
Batting in number 3 position, number 7, Mickey Mantle, center fielder.
Well, here's Mantle, who's had a great series. He's 8 for 24. His home run was the differential yesterday as the Yankees evened the series at 3 games apiece, winning 3-2. Mantle is switch hitter, as you know. Ground ball is hit foul outside first base. Mantle gets down the line. He can run. No balls, 1 strike. The Yankees are trying to win a 4th straight World's title for the 2nd time in their history. The Dodgers are trying to win their first, and this is their 6th opportunity at it. And it all hinges on today's ball game. There's a high foul out of play. Joe Black is one of the most interesting careers that you could study. The big fellow was a rookie at spring training camp, and so little was known about him that he was not, now get this, he was not on the regular roster of the ball club. You will not find him in the National League Green Book. It's a spring training camp roster. That's how little known he was. And he came on slowly relieving. He was almost strictly a relief pitcher. This is his third start in the World Series, or one more than he made in the regular pennant race. Pitches high. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Black did not start at all until the closing week of the pennant campaign, when he pitched the game in Boston, which guaranteed the Dodgers no worse than a tie. Curve, strike 3. And he strikes it out. Low inside hook. So, nothing across. And in the middle of the first inning, the score is the Yankees nothing, the Dodgers nothing. Eddie Lopat takes the mound for the first time at Ebbets Field in the series. He started and lost to Preacher Rowe in the opening game at the stadium, which was game 3 of the series.
Number 3, Billy Hunt.
Now to meet the Yankees, we have Johnny Mize at first base. At second base is Martin. The shortstop is Rizzuto. As our camera flips over there, there is Phil. Third baseman is McDougal. Woodling in left field. Mantle is in center. Right fielder is Norin. Billy Cox first up, and Berra is the catcher. Curveball over for a foul strike. According to the records we've been able to put together, Berra is establishing a new record for the most putouts by any catcher in the history of a World Series. The record, we believe, is 51. He has 52 as we total them up. Billy Cox takes from the outside. Ball one. Cox is 6 for 22. The Yankees went down before Joe Black, 1-2-3, so we have no score. There was a screwball that broke in there, and it is a ball, 2 strikes. Jake Pitler coaching at first base for Brooklyn. Manager Charlie Dressen coaching at third. So here we go, last of the first inning, and everything is up for grabs. World's title, winner's share of the purse, all the prestige and fame and acclaim. A whole year's work. Cox punches it foul on the lower first base stand. Lopat, stocky left-hander. Cox swings at a sharp curve. The ball is dropped, picked up, and the tag is made on the hitter by catcher Berra.
Number 2 position, number 1, Pee-wee Reese, shortstop.
Well, Reese yesterday, for the first time in the series, went a game without getting a base hit. He has 9 hits for the series. He and Snyder each have 9. Snyder has become, of course, the hitting star. Reese is 9 for 25. We have nothing but 4 outs in the game. There's a quick curve in for a call strike. The wind is blowing in very briskly at about 20 to 22 miles an hour, and it is coming in from left field. Pitch is low inside. Ball 1. This is a pitcher's wind today, as it will hold up balls that might otherwise be hit out of here. It may have been another factor in Manager Stengel's decision when at 25 minutes past 11 this morning, he said, "My man will be Lopat." He did not say until then. 25 after 11. A bunt, foul across the third base line. McDougal retrieves the ball, throws it back to the mound. To say who's in the bullpen? Everybody. Waiting on deck is Duke Snyder, who has driven in the last 6 Brooklyn runs. One ball, 2 strikes. Bounding ball wide of third. McDougall up with it nicely. And it's a bad throw. And it hits Pitler, the first base coach. It hit Pitler, the first base coach. And friends, this is my 23rd year in this business, and I've never seen a baseline coach hit with a thrown ball before. As just another example, anything can and probably will happen at Ebbets Field. There's Pitler rubbing the back of his left leg where the ball hit him. McDougall is charged with the error on his throw. And Reese is on, and Pitler, I guess, is glad to pay the price. He was hit with a throw. But now it's Snyder. Bunts, foul. The Yankees have now committed 7 errors in the series, and that is the third one for McDougall, third baseman. Snyder hit in both of Brooklyn's runs yesterday with home runs. And as Mel told you, he tied a Gary Ruth record for most home runs in the series by a batter with 4. He's the third fellow in World Series history to hit 4 home runs. There's Lopat on the mound. Snyder is the new World Series holder of total bases without anything happening today. Swings and grounds it foul. Every base hit that he gets will add to his record for hitting for the most total bases. His total bases now are 23. Nobody has ever hit that many total bases before in a fall classic. All right, no score. Curve blew outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the regular season, Charlie Dresden would drop Snyder down into the second portion of the batting order when the opposition started the left-hander. There's a superimposition covering the runner at first, Reese, who led the National League in stolen bases, so you have to watch it, especially when he looks innocent. Strike 3, a curve that Snyder could not check his swing on, and Lopez takes him out. Jackie Robinson has not had the World Series that he had hoped to have. The plain facts of the case, if Snyder had not been hitting, the Dodgers would not be here today. The Yankees would have won it because Robinson, Campanella, and especially Hodges, also Ferrello and Patco. In other words, the strength, the right-hand hitters who carried the Dodgers to the pennant, the power boys, have been stopped. The Yankee pitching has certainly been rough on the Brooklyn right-hand hitters, except for Reese. Another throw to first. Lopat watching him. Naturally, the threat to steal is a big one with 2 out. Robinson swings, lines it to left center field, and it is a nice running catch by Woodling. That saved a run. Dean Woodling went over. Robinson teed off on the ball. It was a hot line drive, but Woodling pulled it out. Nice running catch. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for the Yankees, and for the Dodgers, no runs, no hits, and no errors. Joe Black walking out to the mound for the second inning. Let's go back to Black's work, if you don't mind. Opening day, he gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 6, and was the winning pitcher. Reynolds was charged with the defeat. Black then came back in game 4, and again was pitted against Reynolds. Black pitched even better, but so did Reynolds. Black giving up 1 run and 3 hits. A second run was knocked in off of his replacement in the final inning, Rutherford. But Reynolds simply shut out the Dodgers, and Black went crashing down to a defeat, and he and Reynolds became locked at 1-1. They may be pitted again against each other before this series is over today. In fact, Reynolds was to have been the starting pitcher today until Stengel had to relieve with him in the 8th inning yesterday. Okay, here is Johnny Mize. Big fella is 4 for 12. Leading off the second inning. To be followed by Barrow, then by Woodling. No score. Fastball high for ball one. Go outside, ball two. Ground ball is hit foul outside first, 2-1. I do not think that baseball has a parallel for the story of Joe Black this year. A complete unknown, holding together a very wobbly mound staff. Dresden got decisions out of some 17 different pitchers. Black was his top winner, his relief man with 15. I don't think a team ever had such a lack of a pitching staff and got into a World Series. My swing where the ball drilled, foul. Out of here, but foul, and it was 2-2. When you realize Black was so unknown that he did not even appear in his own league's spring training book the start of the year, and now winds up at the end of his rookie year, having won one game in the series, lost a tough one in which he only gave up one run, and is now trying to pitch his team to a world's title against the defending world champions. Mize fouls it down off of his feet. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two of the big men in the series facing each other. Mize, who's laid in some crushing licks. Fastball high outside, ball 3, 3-2. Ball 4. And the Yankees have their first base runner, Johnny Mize. Moves ponderously down to first, as you see.
Yankee catcher number 8, Larry Barra.
Now we have the Yogi stepping in. Barra playing despite that bruise, tip of the left index finger. Barra is 6'4", 24. A high pop-up. Going out into center. Snyder coming in. Takes it for the out. Mel just was keeping tabs, and he said that just now Joe Black used more pitches in pitching to Mize than in pitching to all 3 of the Yankees in the first inning. Now we have Gene Woodling, who just made that fine catch. Well, you don't know how important that catch was he just made. It certainly saved 1 run. And you don't know what might have happened. It might have saved the series. Who knows? We will see. In fact, this is the day that we're all going to see. Curve on the outside, ball line. Gee, when you think about it, friends, it's almost remorseless, isn't it? Here are a team that's been years and years being built in the process. Kids scouted, sorted, checked, farm systems. Over for a call strike. Year after year of grinding competition up through the minors to the majors. Teams welded, starting at spring training camp. And here we are, everything hinging on one ball game. A high fly ball into left center. Schubert takes it, and 2 men are out, and Mize holds it first.
Batting in 7th position.
Here is Norin.
Number 25, Irv Norin, right fielder.
Noren so far has had 3 for 8. Started the first game and started again yesterday and starting today. A high fly ball into short right. Here's Ferrello moving under it. One and a half innings are gone. And at the middle of the second inning, the score remains the Yankees nothing, the Dodgers nothing. Eddie Lopat is ready to shove off now for the last half of the second inning. There's no score, with no runs and no hits. Lopat was plagued the early part of the season with a bad arm, but he came around all right, won 10, lost 5. His World Series record, 3 victories and 1 defeat. His first defeat in Game 3 of this current encounter. Well, here is Roy Campanella, who is 4 for 24 and has been a singles hitter. And he's supposed to be one of Brooklyn's big power men. There's a trickle ball back to the mound and no power there. 1 out. He hit a screwball right off the end of his bat.
Batting in 6th position, number 14, Gil Hodges.
And Gil Hodges is now becoming quite a sentimental favorite. The big guy has not a hit, 0 for 17. If he fails to hit today, he will have achieved a uniqueness which will be bitter. No man has ever played 7 World Series games as a regular and failed to get a hit. We don't like to mention that sort of a record possibility, but yet there it is. Gil has been in the midst of his worst batting slump in his whole life. There was a slider curve high outside, ball one. Lopat very tricky. I just fouled this one off the end of the bat. One and 1. 1 out. No score. The sun is now getting through very well. Hodges swings at a long fly ball. Mantle backing up. And makes the catch. So that's the best ball that Gil has hit in the series. Hit it a long way, but straight away. Now we have 2 up.
Batting in 7th position, number 8, George Schubert, the fielder.
George Schubert is 2 for 7 in the series. He doubled in the 8th inning with 2 out yesterday. That put the tying run, second base, and that is when Rashi was replaced by Reynolds, who made it stand out. Travis swung on and missed. And when you think back, but for Schubert's double with 2 out in the 8th inning yesterday, Reynolds might not have been called on yesterday. Might be the starting pitcher today, and Lopat might be in the bullpen. Schubert nubs it foul off the end of the bat. Strike 2. No score. And this has been a series that has just pulled out all the stops. What else do you want to see that you haven't seen already? Base hit through the middle. First hit of the ball game. Now Miles holds first against Schubert. Batter is to be Ferrello, who is 4 for 20. The Dodgers were poisoned to starting left-handers all through the National League race. However, the Yankees in reply say that Lopat is not an ordinary left-hander. Game 7, second inning, 2 out. Runner at first and no score. Ground ball. Fair, right over third base. The throw to first. In time, throws out. Keeps on going to right field. No runs, 1 hit. So at the end of 2 innings, the totals, no runs, no hits, and 1 error for the Yankees. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Dodgers. Now a whole year's work in the world's title in addition, all wrapped up with just 7 innings left.
Billy Martin, second base.
So it is getting tighter and tighter. I know that Walter O'Malley, the president of the Dodgers, he's been walking around, in fact, talking to himself. I know that the O'Malley has been talking to the little men. But whether they've answered him back or not remains to be seen. Dan Topping, of course, is a great deal calmer. He's had his Yankees already win for him before. But now it's Billy Martin. Curveball on the outside, ball 1. Now looking at Vice Presidents Bavasi and Thompson, and there is Walter O'Malley. Get the cigar. Pitch is over for a called strike. Foul tip. 1-2. The Yankees have won 14 world titles, lost 4. The Dodgers have lost the 5 previous World Series they've been in. This one is to be decided right here and now. In fact, it is in process. Your friends at Gillette, very happy to telecast it for you. No score. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A high fly ball that Snyder comes in. Under. Remember, the wind is blowing in. It is holding up these fly balls.
Batting in ninth position.
1 out, and now the pitcher for New York,
Number 30,
Eddie Lopez.
Lopez.
Lopez has 1 hit and knocked in the run with it. Pretty good hitting pitcher. Curve outside. All right. You're looking down now toward the Yankee box. There's a ground ball that is hit up toward first base. We'll get that picture for you again. Hodges making the put out unassisted at first, and we have 2 gone. For the Yankees, the gentleman at the left in the light hat is Del Webb. The camera moved just back of him a little bit. You will see, let's move the camera just a little back to the left. Down and to the left. Bareheaded, there is Dan Topping. Just raised his right hand. And George Weiss is sitting to your extreme right. The camera will come down to the right just a second. There's George Weiss. Then you move on down 2, and was the commissioner, Ford C. Frick. There's McDougal leading off. 2 down. Black's curve is inside. Commissioner Frick is not feeling well today at all. In fact, he said that he feels so bad, he was ill all evening, that if this were not the decisive game, he wouldn't be here. Hawk, Hodges, again nothing across. And as we get to the middle of the 3rd inning, the score is New York, nothing, Brooklyn, nothing. Eddie Lopez on the mound. Black has gone 0 for 4 as a batter. Serve is over. Ball strike. Swings at a screwball on the outside. Strike 2. This ball game is moving as briskly along as the breeze that we have blowing in from behind left and center field. It is 1/2 hour old. It swings and misses, strike 3. So Lopat moves down the Brooklyn batting list of 9. The Dodgers have had 45 batters struck out. The record of hitters struck out, the Cubs set it in 45 in a 7-game series, and they had 48 men go down on whiffs. The sun is through. The afternoon is a lot nicer than the morning appeared. It was cloudy and cold all morning. Here's Billy Cox. Pounding ball to third. McDougal demise, and we have 2 out. No score. This ball game in this series just as tight as a brand new pair of shoes on a rainy day. Boy, that's tight. Well, here's Pee Wee Reese. He's the veteran of the Dodgers. He goes back to 1940 with this club. It's a curve over. Since Brooklyn has become a power in the National League, there have been 3 head men dominant. First Larry MacPhail, then Branch Rickey, and now Walter O'Malley. Which is low, ball 1. Reese has played through all 3 of those administrations. Ball on the strike. Lopat getting ready. Reese hits a high fly ball into right center. Norin goes back. Throws it down. The ball game is slightly more than a half an hour old, and it is now 1/3 done, unless we run into extra innings. And who'd be surprised at that, huh? They're playing for it. This is the sweepstakes. At the end of 3, no runs, no hits, and 1 error for New York. A throwing error on the infield. No runs, 1 hit, single by Schuber, and no errors for the Dodgers. And the Gillette Safety Razor Company is mighty happy to bring you these telecasts. And here is Joe Black. Come what may, he has written a vivid chapter in the baseball book. First of all, without him, the Dodgers wouldn't be in the World Series. And then in the series without him, they wouldn't be in this 7th game. I don't know what else there is to say. Campanella throwing through. Robinson tossing it on to Reese. Throw down to Cox. Ball brought into the mound. For the Yankees, they're number 2, 3, and 4 spots. Rizzuto, Mantle, and Myers. And this one today is opening innocently with tight pitching, as did the one yesterday. In fact, this one opening even quieter. But there's going to be a storm. I guarantee you that they'll tear up the pea patch before the day's over. Curve low outside, ball 1. Ball strike. Joe Black has now pitched 19 innings against the Yankees and has given them an aggregate of 3 runs. Curve outside, ball 2. He, in 19 innings, has given the Yankees, let's see, 9 hits. Base hit. There's the 10th one off Black, and the first one today, and Rizzuto is on his way for second. Schuber retrieves the ball. It bounces back. And Little Phil, who had run out from under his cap, is at second with a double. Dave Pinelli, umpire at second base, picks up the cap, puts it over, so Rizzuto opens with a double inside third, and the Yankees have a threat. Down in the left field corner where that double went, a spectator leaned over and tried to interfere with the ball. He did not. But umpire Bodges got one of the park police to put him on duty, and the people down there have been warned not to interfere with the ball in play. But now it's Mantle. Nobody out. Rizzuto at second. Pounding ball to first. Hodges steps on the bag. Mantle is out, and Rizzuto moves over to third. The Mantle goes out and gets the first run of the ball game over to third base. The batter is Johnny Mize. One gone. Larry Getz, the ball and strike umpire. Campanella is the catcher. Mize walked in the second inning. The only Yankee to get on except Rizzuto, who's now at third. Low across the kneecaps. Ball one. Back shaking no. He's got his work cut out for him. Strike call. As you have noticed, Larry Getz of the National League staff is deliberate in his strike call back at the plate. He takes a good look at it. There's a line foul in the right field corner. Kicking down to the Brooklyn bullpen. One ball, two strikes. Him in, hitting an outside pitch into left field. He hit the ball right where it was pitched. Reached across the plate. I think he reached out of the strike zone to hit it. And it's a line single, and the Yankees lead 1-0. So, Big John Mize. Ex-National Leaguer, now driven in 6 runs in the series. Batter is Berra. Curve over for a call strike. This run for the Yankees is their 4th in 19 1/3 innings against Black. Foul ball. Nothing in 2. Hodges double play. That is double play number 4 for the Dodgers in the series, and it's the 10th double play we've had all the way through. 4-6-3. The Yankees 1 run on 2 hits. And in the middle of the 4th inning, the score is New York 1, Brooklyn nothing. Into the last of the 4th inning. Lopez getting ready. Yankees ahead 1-0. I guess you might say about the most unkind thing that the New York Giants, the bitterest enemies of the Dodgers, ever did to them, was to deal Johnny Mize to the Yankees. Mize hit the base hit that was pivotal in the 1949 series. Hit it off Branca, if you'll recall. Most people think that was the turning point. He's just driven in a run today. He's driven in 5 earlier runs. Now the batter is Snyder. Fastball in under the hands. Ball 1. Snyder struck out. First inning. Yankees 1, Dodgers nothing. See those circles along the foul lines? That's for the fungo hitters before the ball game. There's a base knock, and Snyder adds to his record with a single. That gives him 10 hits for the series. That's not the record. He now has 24 total bases. No other player in the history of the World Series, no matter how many games it went, ever had more than 22. So Snyder put the tying run at first as the Dodgers answer back. This is hit number 2 off Lopat. The batter is Robinson, who was robbed of an extra baser by a fine catch by Woodling in the first inning. Robinson 3 for 20. That was a quick curve over. Strike 1.
Come on, Jack.
Bunt. Might be trouble. Might be trouble. They don't even throw it. Lopat doesn't even throw it. It's a bunt single. So Robinson bunts to the pitcher and bunts it so neatly that he moves Snyder to second, puts himself on at first, and Lopat does not even throw. And the Yankee bullpen is going to work on direct orders from the bench. And out to the mound is stepping number 37. That's the skipper, the old professor, Casey Stengel. So Lopat's in the jam. Allie Reynolds is getting up in the Yankee bullpen. You saw a player standing up out there. There he is now. He's going to do more than stand up. He's going to start working that right arm. Allie Reynolds. Well, the ballpark has come alive. The ball game has suddenly yanked another emotional string. The Dodgers have 2 big right-hand hitters in the line against this left-hander Lopat. Campanella and Hodges. The Yankees are ahead 1-0. The Yankees have drawn first blood, and the Dodgers are trying to cut back. Foul ball off the end of the bat. Campanella hit right back to the mound in the second inning, a little dribbler. So Lopat taking his time. We don't have to throw a camera down to the Yankee bullpen. You can just rest assured that Mr. Reynolds is on duty. Campanella backed out, time called. But up toward third, might be trouble again. The bases are loaded. It's a bunt single. So the Dodgers load the bases and set the stage for Gil Hodges. Hodges is given a word of guidance and assurance by manager Dressen. And now Casey Stengel is on his way out to the mound. I don't know whether Lopat is going to pitch to Hodges or not. Let's wait and see. Stengel, as you can see, is out there. 3 men are on. Single by Snyder and then 2 bunt singles by Robinson and Campanella respectively. Gil Hodges hit a long fly ball in the second inning, which Mantle caught. Hodges is 0 for 18 in the series. Now, just a moment. Stengel may be stalling for time. He's bringing in Allie Reynolds. Well, here comes the chief. What more do you want? He hasn't had too much opportunity to warm up, but here he comes. Reynolds, who's won a ball game, lost the ball game, and saved the ball game in this series for the Yankees. Tyler Dressen has come back and has talked to Hodges, and then he's going with him. Gill is his batter. So Reynolds will come on and throw, and Lopat has come out. Lopat cannot be the winning pitcher. He could be the losing pitcher, as he's responsible for these three base runners. And there is the Chief taking over, and Lopat taking lead. It's a long, painful walk to come off that mound. He's been knocked out. Reynolds getting ready. Mel and I were asking him before the ball game if he had hurt his back yesterday in the 8th inning. He said no, he didn't hurt the back. He just seemed to give himself a pull. His spikes caught. He said he's ready. He poo-pawed any idea that he was hurt. That's the head man of the Yankee pitching staff. So we've now got Black and Reynolds in a ball game again. That's the way we began. Looks like that's the way we're going out. The Dodgers, as customary to say around here on the banks of the Gowanus, have the bases FOB. They are full of Brooklyn. Nobody out. Joe Hodges looking for his first hit, as well as his first run batted in the series. And he has grown to be quite a sentimental favorite because he's become such an underdog. And the odd thing is that he's the fellow that led the club in home runs and in runs batted in. Okay. Just set loose, friends. Hold on to your hat, and here we go. Hodges is dug in. 3 men on, nobody out. The Yankees have the infield pulled in halfway. High inside, ball 1. Snyder is the runner at third. Robinson at second. Campanello at first. Ball 2. Now Reynolds is in the hole. 2 balls, no strikes. Yankees leading 1-0. Last of the 4th inning. There's the ball drilled into left field. It is caught, but here comes Snyder toward the plate and scores the tying run. The ball gets away from Reynolds for the moment. Robinson goes over to third. So Hodges does not get a base hit, but he does knock in the tying run, and it's a brand new ball game at 1-1. The throw gets away from Reynolds. That gets away from Berra at home plate. Reynolds recovered it. Robinson advances over to third base. But for Hodges, that is a run batted in, his first of the series. And it's a brand new ball game tied at 1-1. Now to scoring it, the run is charged to Lopez, and the run is earned. Now we've got to find who the scorer awards the error to for Robinson moving over to third base. He did not go over on the throw-in. The batter is George Schuber. Run is at first and third. The error is charged to Reynolds, as the scorer ruled that the ball got away from Reynolds, not Berra. The error is charged to Allie Reynolds. Second Yankee error today, 8th error of the series. All right, 2 ball clubs even again, with the Dodger threat continuing here in the last of the 4th. Robinson at third, Campanello at first. Schuber takes a curve low inside, ball 1. Schuber is 1 for 1 today. He is 3 for 8 so far in the series. It is Reynolds and nobody. There is no action in the bullpen behind him. Curve blow inside, ball 2. Even up game, 1-1. A high foul ball out of play. That's 2-1. It's a real tough series, isn't it? Huh? Val's been looking back in his scorecard, and he says that this is Snyder's run here in the 4th is the first time he scored a run outside of when he scored himself with a home run. By the way, this is the first of 7 Brooklyn runs that Snyder hasn't driven in, although he did score it. All right, 2-1. Slow curve is beautifully in. Call strike 2. Boy, the Chief just lobbed that one through there practically. He spun it off. All right, 2-2. I think Stengel brought in Reynolds just about where he wanted to. Didn't want to start him, but he wanted to get him in around the middle of the ball game. Well, he's got him in. This is inning 4. Strike 3. He let up. There was a change of pace, and Schuber is struck out. And now Robinson cannot be scored from third as the result of an out. Reynolds has now run his strikeout totals to 17. Brashy has a total of 18. Now that was a big out. And Reynolds really went to work on Schuber. He just tied him in a knot and turned him every way but loose. Carl Perello, 0 for 1, 4 for 21 this year. Remember, runners at first and third and 2 are out, 1-1 tie. Curveball, foul, outside. Outside third base. Passarella, umpired third, retrieving, throwing it out. And begin to see the march now of the shadow of the stands out from home plate toward the mound. The irregularities at the edge of the shadow are men and cameras on the top of the stands casting their shadow. Low for ball 1. 1-1. The ball and strike count, 1-1. Runs in the game are 1-1. 2 men are out. Robinson off third, which is high, ball 2. He's not going to groove one to Perello because he's got a base open at second and the pitcher coming up next. He'll try and make Carl hit, but it won't be a fat one. One tie. This is game 7 and out. Reynolds stepping off the mound. Robinson off third. Jack can't lay it off too far because Reynolds is not pumping. He's got to run at first base, and he has to come to a stop position. Campanella at first, Robinson at third. Reynolds steps off. Robinson gave him a bluff run over there. Ball 3. 3-1. Had that one under the hand. Perello looking to dress him, but I imagine that Charlie has had the hit up there for Carl all the time to hit when he wanted to. 2 out and the pitcher coming up next. Rather have this fellow swinging. I mean, I think you figure that out. Don't have to steal any sign to get that one. Fouls it off. Going after a sharp curve. That was a slider. 3-2. Automatic run and hit now for Perello at the plate and Campanella, the runner at first. Long, long baseboard road for both of these clubs this year. The road hasn't turned yet, but it's going to turn today. Robinson dancing. Reynolds comes set. Curve hit down to third. Off McDougall's chest. He recovers. Throws to first in time. And Perello is out. McDougall almost had that one get away from him. He played it with his chest. And the Dodgers had the bases loaded and only got one man. So it is now Reynolds' ball game to win or lose. 1 run, 3 hits. And it is Reynolds and Black to win and lose it. Well, if there's no serious objection heard any place around, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
WNBT New York, Channel 4.
Are you reaching the outside? Yes, sir. Joe Black. In fact, the way this is running, friend, is now 1-1. You need fewer and fewer words. Black and Reynolds. The Dodgers and the Yankees. And here in the top of the 5th inning, it is Woodling, Norin, and Martin. Number 6, 7, and 8 hitters in Casey Stengel's batting card. Gene Woodling, who's made 2 nice catches out in left field, especially in the first inning off Robinson. 1-1 tie. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Brooklyn. Black's quick curve is on the outside. Call strike. As the ball drilled out toward right field, it's gone. It's a home run for Woodling, his first in the series. Gene Woodling belts a home run. That gives the Yankees 9 home runs in the series. And we've had 15 home runs hit by both ball players. The record for a total number of home runs hit in the series is 9, which the Yankees hit in 4 games back in 28. So they've tied their record for total home runs in the series with 9. 2-1 New York, which is high, and it is ball 1 to Norris. Robinson coming over to talk to Black. There's Preacher Rowe, number 28, and Carl Erskine, number 17, down in the Brooklyn bullpen. Everybody is going to be used today. If there's any reason to get him in. Call strike. 1-1. So the Yankees now for the second time. 1 run to the good. The Dodgers had that big opportunity just now. They got the bases loaded. But Reynolds choked them off with just 1 run. That 1 run is immediately nullified on 1 swing by Gene Woodling. A high foul ball. No, it's fair. Up by third. Cox is under it. Makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Top of the 5th. Billy Martin, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. Lines it out in center field for a base hit. Snyder blocks the ball to be certain it doesn't go through him. Martin, after taking his turn, holds on. The throw coming into second. Single into center. This is hit number 4 for New York. And the applause is growing now for Allie Reynolds. There he strides. Fine athlete. Won a game, lost a game in the series. And he and Black have shared their decisions against each other, and they're going to share this one against each other today. Throw to first was almost quick enough, but not quite. Martin just getting back. Black beat Reynolds in the first game. Reynolds beat Black in the 4th game. And now here they are, up for grabs in the 7th. Pitch is low outside. Ball 1. This is Reynolds' game to win and Black's game to win. Reynolds to lose and Black's to lose. And the Yankees are ahead 2-1. Martin stepping back on. Ball 1. Full ballpark looking on at the full turn of the wheel today. Curve. 1-1. Bunt foul. Reynolds, as a batter, is 0 for 6 so far in the series. We told you that the Yankees with 9 home runs have tied their own record for most home runs hit in a series. In other words, the Yankees hit 9 in a 4-game series back in 28. And this sets a new record for a strictly 7-game series. Washington in 25 had hit 8 in that 7-game series. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball hit to the right side. Play is to first base. Reynolds is out. Robinson to Hodges. Martin moves on to second. 2 are gone. And McDougal, who is 0 for 2, steps in. Steps out again. He wants to go for the rosin bag. Yankees 2, Dodgers 1, 2 down. Curve is outside. Ball 1. Campanella out there doing a little figuring with his battery mate, Joe Black. Left-hander is Preacher-O, 28. The right-hander, 17, is Erskine. They continued firing away in the Brooklyn bullpen. Black fires on the mound. Low outside. Ball 2. Larry Getz discards that ball. Curve fouled. 2-1. Curve. Strike 2. 2-2. Two out. Yankees 2. Dodgers 1. This is for the marbles. World Series, whole year's work all wrapped up into now half a ball game remaining. Ball 3, high outside. 3-2, first base open. Martin is your man at second base. Black is being more deliberate than I've seen him at any time this year. He seems to be somewhat tired and gating himself and forcing himself. Being very careful, pitch by pitch. Has one hit right back of second. Robinson over to first. And that Bugle is up. 1 run, Woodling's home run. 2 hits. So at the middle of the 5th inning, score is New York 2, Brooklyn 1. My friends, here at Ebbets Field, Allie Reynolds, with the sun streaming down, is ready to move into the last of the 5th inning. And moving over to the microphone, one of the brilliant broadcasters of our day. It is always a real privilege and a pleasure to be associated with him at any time, especially in a World Series for Gillette, is Mel Allen. Well, how does this one look to you, Melrose?
That pause was meaningful. That's one is tough to answer, Ed. Hello there, everybody. We're ready to go in the last of the 5th inning. Joe Black, the batter. Ball 1. It's a question of the abilities of Reynolds and Black to withstand the strain of their constant appearances in the series. Strike 1, fastball, 1-1. Black struck out in the 3rd inning. Chuck Gresson's had a problem several times in the series of his team being behind the pitcher leading off or coming to bat in that half of an inning. There's a bunt high and foul out of play down the first base line. A situation that revolved about Erskine, for example. The other day in that tremendous game Sunday at the stadium, decided to go with him, and it worked out. In this instance, of course, while Chuck has men in the bullpen, this is his boy, Joe Black. And this is only the 5th inning. And so he has no idea about sending in any kind of a pinch hitter. It's in there for a called strike. And Black becomes the 2nd strikeout victim of Reynolds. Reynolds' 18th strikeout, 4 short of Hal Newhouser's a record for most strikeouts in a 7-game series, 22, set in the 1945 World Series. Billy Cox struck out, grounded to 3rd. Yanks 2, Dodgers 1, last of the 5th. Strike got the outside corner. Curve outside, ball 1, 1-1. There's a high drive to deep right center. There goes Noren way back toward the wall, and it's going to be off the wall. Cox is going for at least 2 bases. The throw into Martin, and Cox holds it second with a double. Cox lining a high drive off the wall in right center for a double. The first hit off Reynolds since he came in last inning. Cox's 7th hit in the series and his second double. Thus the tying run is in scoring position with Pee Wee Reese coming to bat. Safe on a throwing error in the first inning by Gil McDougall. Fly to right in the 3rd. And on deck is Duke Snyder. 1 out. Strike. Slow curve inside below the shoulders. Foul ball out of play upstairs. Strike 2. And the fans applaud the World Series patron who gets himself a souvenir. The Dodgers now have 5 hits to the Yankees 4. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cox on second. Yanks 2, Dodgers 1, 5th inning. Outside, ball 1, 1-2. Curve low, ball 2, 2-2. Slow curve. Tension mounts with every pitch thrown. There's no peak to it. Cox on second, 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yanks 2, Dodgers 1, last of the 5th. Alley taking too much time for Pee Wee. And the Dodger captain steps out on him. Reese takes high, ball 3. Reynolds was way out in front of him. Then trying to get him to nibble. Has run the count out. The string is out. Full count. And the Duke on deck. With his lead away from second base. Reese swings and hits it to left field for a base hit. Here comes Cox rounding third. He's on his way to the plate. And he goes in to tie it up. And there's Reese going down to second on the throw. And he is safe. Starting to warm up as the Chief seems to be missing just a little bit today. As we told you, it's a question of whether these arms can stay in the gap. Woodling's throw to the plate was wide, and it gave Reese a chance to take second on the throw. Tie ball game, 2-2, and here's Duke Snyder. Struck out and singled. And Casey looking down to the bullpen. Ground ball wide, thrown to Reynolds, covering. Reese holds it third. Up comes Jackie. There was a situation where Mize had gone wide of first, and Reynolds had to get over as the ball got by Mize with Martin making the play. Now with Jackie Robinson up, line to left, and was safe in the fourth inning, beating out a bunt. The scorer now has decided to give Woodling an error on his wide throw that enabled Reese to take second. Which is the third error of the ball game for the Yankees. And now with a great base runner on third and a great bunter up, despite the fact that the 2 out, you can look for even a 2-out squeeze. You can look for anything right here. It's seldom that you'll see the 2-out squeeze, but you could look for it. Inside, ball 1. Reese on third, Jackie Robinson the batter. 2 down, 2-2, last the 5th. Ball 2, a little outside. There's the bunt, but it goes foul. Strike 1, 2-1. So they did try the 2-out squeeze. He had the perfect setup for it. A great bunter, a fast man to plate, and a great base runner on third. Jackie Robinson asked Larry Getz to have a look at the ball. Reynolds hasn't heard them holler to him yet.
Come on, Jack.
There is no sense in trying to pick out any more adjectives to try and indicate the greatness of this series. Just sit back and watch it. Reese on third. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Last of the 5th, 2-2 the score. There's the line drive. There, down the field, 40 out. One run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. And the score at the end of 5 innings, Yanks 2, Dodgers 2. Ready now for the top of the 6th inning. Jackie Robinson got good wood on that last ball, as you saw. A screaming liner that Gil McDougall clutched. And our camera was on Gil, and just at that point, Robinson, who was headed for first, stopped short, did a sort of a jackknife with his feet, or a bicycle motion, threw his hands up in the air. He had done a remarkable job of getting a hold of that one, but McDougall did just as remarkable a job grabbing it. Now in the Dodger bullpen, you see Preacher Rowe, the left-hander, and Carl Erskine, the right-hander, heating up. You got to have everybody ready now. There's no more baseball after this afternoon till spring training. So neither manager will hesitate in using everybody that they can possibly use to help them out. Your 5-inning totals. The Yankees 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors, 2 left on. The Dodgers 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. The scoring has gone along just like the series. First one team and then the other. Phil Rizzuto, the batter. It's a strike. Phil grounded to first and doubled to left. Vic Grashy, who was warming up for the Yankees, is now resting. There's a smash. Reese grabs it beautifully with a great backhand. play. The great Pee Wee. He and Rizzuto have shown you some tremendous shortstopping in this series. Pee Wee taking a base hit away from his shortstop rival with a tremendous backhand catch of the low liner. Mickey Mantle struck out and grounded to first. High, ball one. Yanks 2, Dodgers 2, sixth inning. High outside, ball 2. Joe Black pressing a little bit out there. Inside, ball 3. This is Black's third start in the series and Reynolds' fourth appearance. 2 starts and 2 relief jobs. It's in there for a strike, 3-1. So the wear and tear may tell. Black 28, Reynolds 34. The difference in ages may be a factor. It may not. There's a fly ball out to right field. That ball is going. It is gone. And the Yankees are back out in front 3-2 in the battle of the home runs. And there's Chuck Dressen over to water cooler. Contemplating this situation, looking down toward the bullpen now to see how the boys are coming. This series will go down as one of the greatest of all time. It will go down as the series called the Battle of the Home Run. High, ball 1 to Mize, way behind Campanella to the screen. The Yankees now have had 10 home runs, breaking the record they set just a little while ago for a 7-game series. High, ball 2. And as a matter of fact, it is a brand new record for any length series from 4 games on, because no team has ever hit as many as 10 home runs in a World Series, whether it be 4, 5, 6, or 7 games. Line drive to right field, in there for a base hit. Taking a hop by Perillo, throws to first base, but Mize is there. How about that? With a comparatively shallow right field, Mize lumbering down the line, and Perillo with that rifle arm cut loose to Hodges. It's been done before, throwing a runner out from right. And now Chuck Dressen is walking out to the mound. With Berra about to come up, we may have the preacher, or we may have Erskine. From a standpoint of the hitter, a left-hand batter, you may have a left-hand pitcher. Or Chuck may decide to stick with Joe. We'll see. Only a magnificent play by Reese enabled Black to get the first hitter. And we're going to have, I believe, the preacher. It's going to be the preacher.
Attention, please. Now coming in to pitch for the Dodgers, number 28, Preacher Rowe.
Preacher Rowe coming in to relieve Joe Black. And Joe Black, as he leaves the mound, will be given a tremendous hand. He should. He has pitched magnificently in this series. So Preacher Rowe comes on. Joe Black will shortly leave. And Chuck leads the way, and a hand for Joe Black. The great right-hander who carried the Dodgers to their pennant and who pitched tremendously in this series, having made 2 starts and gone to the 6th inning today, and has pitched reasonably well today. But after all, this is the last game. You can't afford to take even one chance. So the preacher comes in. He relieved yesterday, and now Billy Lowe's, who started yesterday, has replaced Rowe in the Dodger bullpen. Number 17 is Carl Erskine, who was warming up along with the preacher. Preacher Rowe, who came in the ninth inning yesterday and performed so nobly. Came in the ninth inning yesterday with one out and got the side out. The bases were loaded. And he's coming on now to pitch to Berra. The Yankees, having hit 2 home runs today, have hit 10 in the series. More home runs than have ever been hit by any one club in any World Series from 4 games on. The two teams together have hit 16 home runs, more home runs than any two teams have ever hit in any World Series of whatever length. Yogi Berra takes the curve outside for a ball. Berra flied to center, grounded to second into a double play. Yankees 3, the Dodgers 2, top of the 6th. After a scoreless first 3 innings, the teams have taken turns in scoring one at a time, beginning with the 4th inning. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. This is Rowe's 3rd appearance. Made 1 start and beat the Yankees over at the stadium last Friday. Altogether, he's worked a total of 9 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 5, struck out 5. There's a strike. 2-1. In Rowe's lone appearance in the 1949 World Series, he beat the Yankees at the stadium 1-0. Mize on first, 1 out, 1 in 6th inning. Yanks 3, Dodgers 2. Strike 2 called, slow curve. Yogi says he didn't like it. Larry gets it. It looked good to him. There's one thing you notice about Preacher Rowe. He may start out behind you, but he'll come back and get even with you on the balls and strike counts for the most part. And then he'll take it from there. Foul ball back to the screen as he came in with the fastball inside. It might have been a screwball, I don't know. Casey just came off the bench to holler at Crosetti about something. I don't know what it is. Casey is up and off that bench all day long. You sit down now, Case, and we'll go on from here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mize on first, 1 out. Ball 3, almost a wild one. Full count, sweeping curve. And as Red had occasion to tell you, having watched the Preacher all year and for several years, when something goes wrong with the delivery in the spot, he mutters to himself. He'll turn his back to the plate and walk around a little. He'll ball himself out. Full count on Berra, and with 1 out, we'll see whether or not Mize will be going. He's not particularly rapid, but we'll see. Playing it safe. Fouled off to the left of the plate. We'll double up on you with our cameras. We'll superimpose the situation at first along with the pitcher, so you can see for yourself whether or not Mize will play it safe as he did last time on the last pitch with the count 3 and 2 and 1 out, or whether he'll be running. Due to his comparative slowness of foot, he'll be easily doubled on a strikeout, so we'll see in any case. Strike 3. Slow curve had him riffling and missing. And now you see the reason, among others, that Mize was not running. Preacher Rose coming in the clutch and striking out Yogi Berra. Here's Gene Woodling, fly to left and homered. Of course, the reason that it was Rowe instead of Erskine in this relief situation, the left-hand batters are coming up. Berra, now Woodling. And should either of those gotten on, or if either of them does get on with Woodling now up, you have Noren next. 2 down. It's a strike. Slow curve, nicks the inside corner. Yankees 3, Dodgers 2. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Fastball outside, 1-1. Wasting the fastman to make the slow one maybe look even slower. No pitch, time called. Little piece of paper off to the left of the plate Campanella's going out to get. It's fairly cool today. It's top coat weather. But you can be sure that as far as those men on the diamond are concerned, it's mighty hot. As a wrap back through the middle, out over second into center. Mize holds at second as the Duke tosses back into Robinson. Woodling's second hit. 7 hits for the Yanks. Now let's see. Hank Bauer's getting up off the bench, taking off his jacket, and he may be going up to hit for Noren. He is. He's gone over the bat rack. As Stengel now counters with a right-hand hitter against a left-hand pitcher. Bauer has had only 1 hit in the series. That was in the second game. It was here. It was in the first inning. A looping single to right center. He's had only 1 out of 17. Noren had 3 hits in the series. 3 out of 10. So Hank Bauer comes in with Mize on second, Woodling on first, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Yankees 3, Dodgers 2. Low inside, ball 1. There are many factors to be taken into consideration as you watch the game. Again, with hoping that you will not misunderstand the remark, no criticism intended, but rather an actual fact, Mize is not a fast runner. And therefore, there is a possibility that even if Bauer should come through with a single, Mize might be thrown out the plate or he might be held at third. It's something to look for, in other words. As a roller, foul down the third baseline. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red and I have been telling you throughout the series, almost in the beginning at least of the second game, how important each pitch has been. And we're constantly repeating it, but it's true. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Strike 2, 1-2. And particularly today, we reach a peak in that department because every time a man cocks his arm and throws a ball, the World's Championship rides on it. Preacher Rose, an amazing individual. He is concerned about the situation. He's not afraid of it. He is cagey. He's cunning. Mize on second, Woodling on first, 2 down. Bauer hitting for Noren, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yanks 3, Dodgers 2, top of the 6th. And now Rowe takes a little too much time. Bauer steps out. Rowe backs off the hill. There's a ground ball hit to third. Cox boots the ball, and the bases are loaded. As he tried to play that short hop, the ball skipped by him. Pee Wee Reese making a magnificent back up on the play. It's an error for Cox. And it is his first of the series. Bauer is a very fast runner, and that is why Cox had to charge that ball. And they're very tricky. You don't get to it just at the right instant. That ball will take that little short hop and skip by you sometimes. But take your hat off in the meantime to Pee Wee Reese for backing up the play to keep it from going into the outfield, prevented a score. So the bases are loaded, and here's Martin. Fly to center, single to center, 2 down. Whether the error will be costly or not remains to be seen. Ball 1, a little outside. Johnny Mize on third. Gene Woodling off second. Bauer off first. Martin fouls it off. 1-1. There's Bauer on first base. Hodges moving in behind him. Bill McKinley, the umpire. Gene Woodling's on second. And, of course, Johnny Mize over to third. Yankees 3, Dodgers 2. What a tremendous situation this is right now. It's Preacher Rowe and Billy Martin. 2 men out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mize off third, Woodling off second. Bauer off first. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. Larry gets very deliberate in his calls, and so we have to hold back with him. Outfield shaded a bit toward left. There's a high fly ball in center field. Duke Snyder getting under it. The wind blows it in a little. He comes in, makes the catch, and the Preacher pitches out of it. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. Hank Bauer, who went into bat for Noren and reached base on the error by Cox, is now playing right field. Last half of the 6th inning, and the Dodgers have Campanella, Hodges, and Schuba as their first 3 batters. Joe Black, who showed the results of heavy duty in this series and was removed, may find that his pitching counterpart in this series, Allie Reynolds, it may be battling the same situation, arm fatigue. The Dodgers, in the last inning, hit some balls real hard off Reynolds after Allie had come in the 4th inning with the bases loaded, none out, relieving Lopat, and got out of the jam with but 1 run being scored. That charged to Lopat. Only a great catch by McDougald on a vicious liner by Robinson saved Allie in the last of the 5th. So here we are now, last of the 6th, 3-2 New York. High, ball 1 to Campanella. Roy bounced to Lopat and beat out a bunt on him. But now the Chief is working. There's a liner into right field for a base hit. Taken on a hop by Bauer. Throw comes back into Martin, and now the tying run is on first, and Hodges up. And the signal goes out to the Yankee bullpen for Vic Raschi to get up. There's Raschi getting up, and maybe someone else. Let's see. Possibly Bob Kazava or Tom Gorman. It's Bob Kazava, a left-hander. Hodges has hit 2 balls hard today, 1 to deep center and a liner to left. It's a ground ball out to Rizzuto. Rizzuto to Martin for 1. Back to Mize. Double play. That's the 7th double play for New York, and again, Hodges hit the ball hard. Rizzuto had a tough chance to handle as he flashed to his right. That ball, I don't know whether you can see it on your screen or not, but that ball was well hit. And now Casey Stengel is going out to talk to Berra. Not going out to talk to Reynolds, he's talking to Yogi. He wants to find out how Reynolds is, I presume. Or either he wants to tell him to go out and tell Allie how to pitch to Schuber, or to remind him about how they want to pitch to him, any number of things. Of course, Casey knows Reynolds, and he might have told Yogi, go out there and ask Allie, does he think he's got it or not? And the Chief has got it where the heart is, and when he's at his rest, he's got it where the arm is. But after all, he and Joe Black both are human beings, and they've really done their duty in this series. So here we are with George Schuber up, single to center and struck out, 2 down, last the 6th, 3-2 New York. Curve is swung on, hit sharply to second, grabbed by Martin. To Mize. Sides retired. The inning started out promising, but Hodges' sharp rap was gobbled up by the scooter and converted into the double play, the key play of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. And the score at the end of 6 innings with totals. The Yankees 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, 5 left on. Brooklyn 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on. While the action was going on in the last of the 6th inning, during the course of the final batter, Jim Turner, the Yankee pitching coach, went down to the bullpen to talk to both Rashi and Kazava. Kazava sat down. Rashi is still warming up, and now Turner is signaling again. He's out in front of the Yankee dugout. And let's see. Reynolds is scheduled to lead off in the top of the 7th. There's Casey walking around. I don't know what they're signaling about. Ralph Houck is running in from the bullpen. He can't get the signal. Now Turner is going down there himself, number 31, with the mitt. Charlie Silvera. There's a big build-up to a terrific letdown. Seems that all that was going on was that Turner wanted to get a mitt out there, unless Houck is going to be used as a pinch hitter.
Attention, please. The New York Yankees.
Houck evidently is going to hit for Reynolds.
Ralph Houck batting for Reynolds.
Ralph Houck was called out of the bullpen, and he is going to hit for Reynolds, which would tend to indicate that Reynolds must have hurt his back yesterday, or has hurt his arm, or just doesn't feel right. We can only speculate. Now back down to the bullpen go Ray Scarborough and Johnny Sane. And here's Ralph Houck batting for Reynolds. 7th inning. Strike. Houck is the Yankees' number 3 catcher, plays very sparingly, and that's why we were amazed when we saw him running in that he was going to be the pinch hitter for Reynolds. There's a hit smash to third. Cox bounces it, picks it up, throws in time. One away, and the batter is Gil McDougall. Grounded to short, grounded to third, grounded to second. Most managers like to save their best pinch hitters for the latter stages of the game, particularly when they're ahead. And so that may have been the reason for his using Houck here instead of someone perhaps like Jim Broadweiser. Gil McDougall. 1 down, top of the 7th. Yanks 3, Dodgers 2. Outside, ball 1. Slow delivery. Ball 2. That was real slow. Vic Crashy nearest the stands, and Johnny Sane warming up for New York. Strike 1. Got the inside corner. Two balls, one strike. 7th inning, 1 out. Took a good cut at that one. Strike 2, 2-2. There's a liner just over Robinson's head, dropping into right center for a base hit. Carl Furillo tosses back into Robinson. There's a soft liner. And McDougall is on with a single to right field, right center. His 4th hit of the series. Up comes Rizzuto. Grounded to first, double to left, and line to short. That prompts renewed activity in the Dodger bullpen. Number 17, Carl Erskine. Number 30, Billy Lowe's. Chuck Dressen to the front of the dugout to see what's going on down there. 1 on, 1 out. Yanks 3, Dodgers 2, 7th inning. In the final third of the ball game, unless we go extra innings. Phil bunts beautifully down third baseline. Cox up with the ball. Nice play. And he gets him. Billy Cox making a beautiful play on an excellent bunt. It's a sacrifice for the Scooter, though his intention was to try and beat that one out with 1 out already. So now with 2 down, McDougall on second. The batter's Mickey Mantle. Struck out, grounded to first, and hit a home run. Now he'll switch around and bat right-handed against Preacher Rowe. Yesterday, when a similar situation arose in the 9th inning, when the Preacher came in with runners on first and second and 1 out, Mantle swung around on him, and though the catcher didn't step wide of the plate, yet Rowe didn't give him anything good to hit at, and walked him, then got the next 2 men who were left-hand batters. There's a liner to left center for a base hit. Here comes McDougall, rounding third, coming in to score as Snyder's throw goes into Reese. The magnificent Mickey, just 20 years old, driving in his 2nd run, his 5th in the series, and his 10th base hit. That ties Mantle with Snyder and Reese for most hits in the series at 10. Strike. Yankees 4, the Dodgers 2. The Yankees have scored 1 run in each of the 4th, 5th, 6th, and now the 7th innings. Mize walked, single to left and single to right, 2 for 2. All off Black. There's a fly ball to right field, going over for Furillo into the bullpen. Foul territory, makes the catch. Mize hits a foul fly to Furillo. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. And so at the middle of the 7th inning, the score is Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. The new Yankee pitcher now is Vic Raschi, who worked yesterday's game and was removed in the 8th inning. Down the Dodger bullpen, you've got Erskine and Lowe's working away. Number 17, Erskine, number 30, Lowe's. And in the Yankee bullpen, nearest the stands is Ray Scarborough, and nearest the foul line is Johnny Sane. Now, yesterday, Vic Raschi, in his second start of the series, went 7 2/3 innings, was removed in the 8th. Vic, all year long, and the last couple of years, has been a great competitor, but a pitcher who has required his full quota of rest to be effective. He has never been an effective relief pitcher. If you will check back through the records, you'll find that he seldom, very rarely, has ever been used in relief. I don't believe he's used in relief at all this season. But he's coming on. Lopat worked 3 innings, and Reynolds 3. Reynolds went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 2, and allowed 1 run. Now Joe Collins has gone in to play first base as Casey Stengel shifts to the defense. The batter now is Carl Furillo. To strike. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, last of the 7th. Furillo twice is grounded to third. There'll be a lot of moves being made in the next little while. Inside for a ball, 1-1. With Erskine and with Erskine and Lowe's heating up, we may have a pinch hitter for Rowe. Just outside, ball 2, 2-1. Paid attendance today, 33,195. 2 balls, 1 strike on Carl Furillo. Ball 3, inside. Jake Pittler way out of that coach's box hollering words of encouragement down to Furillo. Ball 4, Furillo walks. So the pot keeps boiling. Rocky Nelson is going up to bat for Preacher Rowe, number 32 at the bat rack.
Attention, please. For the Dodgers, number 32, Rocky Nelson, batting for Rowe.
Chuck Dressen, the Dodger skipper, coaching at third, making his move. Rocky Nelson hitting for Preacher Rowe. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, last of the 7th. Furillo on first, no one out. Ball 1 outside. Brashy's having a little trouble with his control. And now Casey Stengel has switched in his bullpen. He has gotten Bob Casalva to throw in place of Scarborough, left-hander. Sane, the right-hander. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on, no outs. Last of the 7th. 4-2 New York. Tying run at the plate for Brooklyn. Ball 2 outside. There's Cookie Lavighetto out in front of the Dodger dugout, slapping his hands together. Doc Wendell, the trainer, just to the left. Two balls, one strike. Rashi, who's just come on, has had difficulty with his control. Walked Perillo. 2-1 count on Nelson. Batting Perot, and then you have the top of the Dodger order. There's a fly ball, foul down the right field line and out of play. Count is 2-2. There's Casey Stengel slapping his hands together as he comes off the Yankee bench. And I'm telling you, they're just coming off the benches with every pitch. Billy Martin goes in to talk to Rashi. I remember Red Barber and I, who had the privilege of working the 1947 World Series together. I remember one thing that we said when it was all over. Where are we going for a long rest? Remember that, Red? It's the way we feel now. And I know you do too. This has been a series. Never be forgotten. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Perillo off first. Nelson lifts a high pop to short. Rizzuto under it. He almost lost it in the sun. Had a little difficulty. Billy Cox, the batter. Struck out, grounded to third, and doubled to right center. The grim determination on Billy's face. The seriousness of the situation. Exemplified and revealed beautifully by our fine cameras. Ball 1, just a little outside. Now you've gotten to the stage of the game where both sides are going to be a little touchy about the calls on those close pitches. Zavagetto just hollered out to Yogi when Yogi turned and said something to Larry Getz. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2, outside. There's Cookie. He's the cheerleader right now. Look at the other Dodgers in the dugout. Tense. And over in the Yankee dugout, tension as they lean forward, occasionally moving around, shifting position, slapping hands together. No more baseball after today. This is it. Every pitch is it. Ball 3, low. There's Cookie. He's just tasting the situation. And there are the Yankees in the dugout. There's Jim Turner with his knees crossed. Boys moving around and about. And the fans in the stands are doing the same. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on. 4-2 New York. Strike 1, 3-1. And the bullpens, both are busy. Erskine and Lowe's. Kazava and Sane. Strike 2, full count. Yogi and Cox at the plate. Billy looking down at Chuck. There's Dressen hollering up there. Perillo on first base, 1 out. We'll see whether or not he'll be running with a pitch, most likely. We'll see. There he goes. Pitch is swung on, hit out to right field for a base hit. Perillo on his way to third, holds up as the throw is, it hits Perillo on the leg. And then Berra goes over to grab it. And so Billy Cox lines a single to right on the 3-2 pitch. And now the lead run comes to the plate for the Dodgers. Boy, I'm telling you, the excitement rides and rides ever higher. These batters just won't leave these pitchers alone, I'll tell you that. And here is one of the most dangerous clutch hitters in the game. Spark plug of the Dodgers. The captain, the little Colonel Pee Wee Reese. And there's Casey Stengel. He's worried. And now Jim Turner. They signal down to the bullpen. And on deck is Duke Snyder. So that's the picture. Murillo on second. Cox on first. 1 out. Yanks 4. Dodgers 2. Last of the 7th. Reese fouls it off. Strike 1. I guess you heard that one hit up against the wire screen. We're wondering here right now that what Case will do, barring the long ball, whether Rashi will even pitch to Snyder. But let's wait till that time comes. Low outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Casey hollering to Yogi. Murillo off second. Cox off first. 1 out. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2. Last the 7th. Pee-wee at the plate and Rashi ready. Outside. Ball 2 is the curve. 2-1. Rashi obviously is not sharp. His control is not there. Two balls, 1 strike. One away. Low, ball 3. Cookie Lamaghetto. He really leading the cheers in the Dodger dugout. And now Casey Stengel coming out of the Yankee dugout is Chuck Gresson. Stands at third, wondering. Casey knows that if the Pee-wee should walk, you got the Duke coming up for the bases loaded. Or a pitch that might be too good to Reese. Could be given quite a ride. Case gives Rashi a pat on the back. He's going to leave him in. This is a time when, regardless of who you are, you need more than just a pat on the back. Down to the bullpen, Kazava and Sane, both getting ready. Erskine and Lowe stopping to watch the action. Strike 2, got the inside corner. So you've got a full count. Man alive, this crowd is ready to roar. They're coming up out of their seats almost on every pitch. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, 7th inning. 1 out. Murillo on second. Cox on first, Reese the batter. The count 3-2. We'll watch the runners. Playing it safe. Ball 4, they're loaded up. And now to the dugout. Out of the dugout into the mound goes Casey Stengel. And the Duke is the batter. So, Case may bring in Bob Kazava, a left-hand pitcher. We're not certain. We'll watch him. He's going to have somebody come in. Kazava. Casey hollered to plate umpire Larry Getz. It's Kazava, a left-hand pitcher. Here he comes. Stengel and Rashi await the arrival of Kazava. Off to the right of home plate, the Duke with Jackie Robinson and the Dodger bat boy. And Jackie is talking to the Duke. And boy, here's your chance. Kazava, who won 8 and lost 8 for the Yankees. From Wyandotte, Michigan. A 6'2", 200-pounder. Blue eyes, blonde hair. Who appeared in the World Series last year in relief. Pitched 1 inning in relief last year. He's had a lot of tough assignments in his career, but none tougher than this one. Now down in the Yankee bullpen, replacing Kazava, is the man a lot of folks thought might start today's game, Tom Gorman. He's warming up next to the railing. Meantime, it's Johnny Sain still throwing. So the stage is set for another great peak. It's been one peak on top of another, and what could be the greatest of all World Series. On first base is Pee Wee Reese. On second base is Billy Cox. On third base is Carl Furillo. 1 out. The Yankees 4, the Dodgers 2, and the Duke get back. So here we are. Strike 1, fastball. Kazava has a fair curve and a good fastball. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Jim Turner hollers out to Martin about something. Three men aboard. 1 out. The Dodgers battling back. Foul ball over the Yankee dugout. Strike 2, 1-2. Berra calls time now to go out and talk to Kazava. And there's Casey. Heart pumping a mile a minute. And who can blame him? The Yankee skipper, hoping to achieve 4 consecutive World Championships. The Dodgers in here battling valiantly to achieve their first. And this is the day it's going to be decided. And this could be the moment. Jake Pittler cutting up a storm at first. 3 men leading away. The Duke takes a curve inside, 2-2. And the crowd oohing and eyeing. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ball 3. Boy, the crowd is roaring now. Furillo on third. Cox on second. Reese on first. And a full count on Duke Snyder. 1 out. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a high pop-up. The infield fly rule is called. The batter's automatically out. McDougal has it. So a tense moment there. And the tension still holds because the bases are still loaded and the batter is Jackie Robinson. Under the infield fly rule, if a batter hits a pop-up, which in the judgment of the umpire can be handled by an infielder, with runners on first and second, or first, second, and third, and less than 2 out, the batter's automatically out. The runners go at their own risk. So Bob Kazava is going to stay in there and pitch to the right-hand batter, Jackie Robinson. Sometimes you can look for a switch. Now, here comes Casey out of the dugout. Let's see. He may still switch. I don't know. Casey goes back in, decides to let Kazava stay with it. 3 runners leading away. Strike 1 foul tipped off the hand of Yogi. No balls, 1 strike. Robinson lined to left, beat out a bunt and lined to third. And the Dodgers in the dugout, tense with anxiety. And in the Yankee dugout, they're tense with anxiety. I'll tell you the truth, it's just gotten to the point now where it's just past tense, even though we're playing in the present. Perillo on third, Cox on second, Reese on first. Inside for a ball. The count's 1-1. Man with every pitch that's thrown. The championship flag is flying. Kazava decides to back off a little. Jim Turner comes to the front of the Yankee dugout, hollering something to Kazava. One errant pitch can make the difference. Just outside, ball 2. Yogi didn't like the call. Now Getz says something back to Yogi. Veins are starting to pop in the necks of everybody around now. It's rough and tough. Foul ball, hit long and deep. Up onto the roof and out of the ballpark. 2-2. There's Case taking a look at that one. On third base is Perillo. On second base, Cox. On first base, Reese. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, 7th inning, 2 down, 2-2 on Robinson. Ground ball foul. The Gillette Safety Razor Company, delighted to be able to bring you all these peak moments of World Series drama. I just don't believe there's been anything ever any greater in baseball. Three runners ready to lead away. It's a high pop-up. Who's going to get it? Here comes Billy Martin digging hard, and he makes the catch at the last second. How about that? There was a ball that the wind held up, and even though it was just a high pop-up, Billy Martin still had to lunge for the ball. Man, it's been a great series. It still is. We got 2 more innings at least to go. And a great job of clutch pitching by Bob Kazava. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 big men left on. The score at the end of 7 innings, Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. And now Carl Erskine returns to the wars for the Dodgers. The great courageous right-hander who was knocked out in his first start in this series as the Yankees beat him 7-1, but who came back last Sunday in what will go down and has already gone down as one of the greatest ball games in the history of the major leagues, and pitched such sensational ball after Johnny Mize had clipped him for the 3-run homer that gave the Yankees a 5-4 lead, retiring the final 19 men to rack up a 6-5 11-inning victory that was a dynamic ball game all the way, and one that is tops for thrills. So here's Carl Erskine, who finished that game with a blister, with a torn blister at that. Clyde King, number 23, and Ben Wade, number 46 in the Dodger bullpen. As Red told you earlier, as I had occasion to mention in the beginning of the show today, they're going to use everybody if they have to. So here we go now into the 8th inning. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, and the batter is Berra. The pitcher is Erskine. It's a high pop-up. Into short right, Robinson out, Perillo in. Perillo says he'll take it. Yogi had flied to center, grounded to second into a double play, struck out and flied to right. Up comes Gene Woodling. Erskine, before this relief appearance, had worked 16 innings in the series, giving up 11 hits and 9 runs, walking 9, striking out 10, winning 1, losing 1. Woodling flied to left, homered, single to center. High, ball 1. The let-up pitch is in there for a call strike, 1-1. Give him that big motion. Took a little off the fastball. Low outside, ball 2, 2-1. Line drive to Hodges. 2 away. And up comes Hank Bauer. Safe on an error in the 6th inning when he batted for Noren, with Preacher Rowe having come on at that point to relieve Joe Black. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2. 8th inning. Little outside, ball 1, perhaps a little low. For you late viewers, the Yanks scored first in the 4th inning. Rizzuto doubled, scored on Mize' single. Outside, ball 2. The Dodgers retaliated in the last of the 4th. Snyder singled, Robinson and Campanella beat out bunts. The low-pattern starters taken out. Reynolds came in. Hodges lined to left to get Snyder in, but Shub and Frillo struck out and grounded to third respectively. Inside, ball 3. The Yankees went ahead in the 5th inning on Woodling's homer over the right field wall. 2-1. The Dodgers came right back to tie it, 2-2, on a double by Cox and a single by Reese. Foul back. Hank had the green light on a 3-0 pitch. The Yanks went ahead 3-2 in the 6th inning on Mantle's homer over the right field wall. Then they made it 4-2 in the 7th. McDougal single, Rizzuto sacrifice, and Mantle single to left. That was off the Preacher. So it's 4-2, 8th inning, 2 outs, and 3-1 to count on Bauer. He held up, and the pitch is a little high or a little outside. Ball 4. Up comes Billy Martin, getting a round of applause for his fine catch on what normally would have been a routine play on Robinson's pop-up to end the dramatic 7th inning. But the wind held it up, and Billy had to really go hard and got something smeared under his right eye. I don't know whether that's intentional or not. Johnny Mize will often put his finger in some water and into the black dirt, rub under his eyes to protect against sun, the glare of the sun. That may be what Billy has done, too. As a liner in the center, the Duke coming. He has it. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. And so at the middle of the 8th inning, the score is Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. In the Yankee bullpen, Tom Gorman, next to the railing, just dropping the ball thrown to him, and Johnny Sane, who's retrieving it for him, are heating up.
Just a moment to rest.
Last half of the 8th inning. Barring extra innings, there are 9 outs left in the World Series.
Yes.
Or possibly 6 outs.
Mr. Broyles, just a couple of level checks. Can you tell me your hometown, sir?
Los Angeles, California.
Ball 1.
Where are you traveling?
Campanella bounced the pitcher, beat out a bunt, single to right.
Chicago, Bloomington, Kansas
Could
City.
very well be just 6 outs left.
Practically all aboard. Okay, Don?
Just a little more projection.
Ball 2.
Speak up just a little.
2 balls, no strikes. Casey comes back up off the Yankee bench again.
Bill Wolf.
Walking over to the cooler and
I
looking
live in
down
Los
the
Angeles
bullpen.
also, Tommy. Bob.
You know, in games like these, that water cooler takes a beating.
He's too late. ladies will have...
Players let off a little nervous energy, just walking over to the
Where's
cooler.
your home?
Cape Town, South Africa.
Miss Heft?
Strike one. 2-1.
Okay.
Gil Hodges on deck.
Just a little bit for us, please.
Cape Town, South Africa.
Where are you traveling now? Where do you go from Chicago?
I'm going to
Ball 3. 3-1.
From Detroit, where?
to New York.
Campanella just had his look.
Tell me where your home
for
is.
either the hit or take.
California.
And you're going where from here?
I'm going to Niagara Falls and then to...
Strike 2, full count.
None of you watch the microphones. It looks as though you're expecting inspiration.
No.
Just ignore it.
Strike 3, strike him out. That ties a record for a 7-game series. Most strikeouts by a club, 48. That's the 48th Dodger to go down swinging, or at least 48 strikeouts against the Dodgers collectively. The Chicago Cubs in the 45 World Series in 7 games had that number of strikeouts. Strike call to Gil Hodges. Gil's hit 3 balls hard today. Mantle went back to the center field fence to take his fly. He lined to left with the bases loaded in the 4th to get 1 run in and grounded to short into a double play. Now, Larry Getz is warning somebody in the Dodger dugout. Can't see who it is. It was over in the extreme right corner of the dugout. The extreme right corner. Way over into the corner. Can't see who it is. Now he's throwing him out. I don't know who it is. And that, we'd like to get the identity of that, but I believe the only person ever to been thrown out of a World Series was Joe Medwick. And somebody has been thrown off the Dodger bench, and Larry Getz said, get out of there. He's angry. I don't know who it is. Is it Cookie? Let's see. Ralph Branca. It is Ralph Branca. And if memory serves me correctly, he is the 2nd player in World Series history ever to be thrown out. Certainly the first non-combatant, so to speak. Inside for a ball. That is to say, not in the game itself. You can't blame them, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is rough and tough. Curve inside. Ball 2, 2-1. George Shuba on deck. It's Gil Hodges right now. And there's Shuba. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, 8th inning. A ground ball hit to third. McDougal has it. Throws across to Collins and throws him off the bag. That's 2 throwing errors for McDougal in today's game. It is the 4th error for the Yankees. And we're going to have a pinch hitter, Andy Papko, batting for Shuba.
Number 48, Andy Papko.
Tommy Holmes has run down to the Dodger bullpen to loosen up. He'll go in to play left field. Gil McDougal, with 4 errors in the series, ties the record for most errors in a 7-game World Series. 4. Pepper Martin had that dubious distinction in the 1934 series with the Cardinals. So we'll see whether that'll be a costly one or not. Puts the tying run at the plate for Brooklyn. And, of course, more than that immediate prospect is the fact that, or equal with it, it puts extra pressure on the pitcher. Foul ball, strike one. A lot easier working with 2 outs and none on than 1 out and 1 on. John McGraw once said, if it weren't for errors, baseball wouldn't be as exciting a game as it is. Curve inside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, 8th inning. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. And brings Casey off the bench again. Carl Furillo is the next batter. Strike 2, full count. Furillo on deck. Struck him out. And thereby a new record has been established by the Dodgers of 49 strikeouts for a 7-game series, erasing the old mark of the Cubs, which the Dodgers just tied a moment ago in this inning. Carl Furillo steps in. Grounded to third twice and walked. Strike 1. There's a long drive to left field. Woodling going back, and he's got it. That ball started out, had the Pope standing up. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. And the score at the end of 8 innings of play, Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. The Yankees 4 errors so far today. Tommy Holmes, by the way, is going into play left field for the Dodgers, as we indicated to you a moment ago. The Yankees' 4 errors in this game are 2 short of the record. Most errors for one club in a single series game. The White Sox in 1906 and again in 1917, and the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1909. Bob Cassava getting a hand as he comes up to lead off in the 9th inning. Strike 1. Carl Erskine pitching for the Dodgers. Their 3rd hurler. Ball 1, 1-1. Foul ball back to first out of play, up onto the roof. Cameramen busy up there working away. Casey Stengel leaning up against the post. Man, everybody like to have something to lean up against right now. Just outside, ball 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Foul ball again, out of play. In the event you wish to think ahead a little bit, Erskine is the scheduled leadoff man the last of the ninth. You'll have a pinch hitter for him, then the top of the order, Cox and Reese. Slow bounder hit out to Jackie Robinson. One away. Here's Gil McDougall. Grounded to short, third, and second, and single to right. 1 for 4. Clyde King, 23. Ben Wade, 46. In the Dodger bullpen. Heating up against two possibilities. Erskine's let down the top of the ninth, or the Dodgers tying it in the last of the ninth. Strike one to McDougall. Ball one, 1-1. Lit up deliveries low outside, ball 2. Two balls, one strike. Scoreboard still has 1-1. Now it slides to 2 up. Fouled off upstairs. Strike 2, 2-2. Line drive right back through the middle in the center for the base hit. Snyder tosses back into Robinson, and McDougall holds on at first with a single to center. It's his 5th series hit. Up comes Rizzuto. Grounded to first, double to left, line to short, and sacrificed. It was in a similar situation in the 7th inning with 1 out that McDougall singled. Rizzuto dropped a bunt down with a dual purpose, trying to move the runner to second and trying to beat it out himself. He was thrown out on a nice play by Cox, and then Mickey Mantle delivered a 2-out single that scored McDougall. The Dodgers realize that Rizzuto can hit and run as well as bunt, so they're trying to hold McDougall as close as possible. Ball 1. They do not figure McDougall to try to steal, particularly, so you have to watch for every possibility. There's the superimposition so that you can see the base runner as well as the batter. It's a strike. 1-1. Got the inside part of the plate below the shoulders. See Phil looking down toward third now as Cressetti hollered at him. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the ninth. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2. Pitch out. They thought they might be going, thought they might be putting on the hit and run. They didn't. 2-1 the count. Now there's Rizzuto again looking at Cressetti. Bill steps out, has another look. Now addressing whistles to Campanella. So we'll see. Don't be surprised if it's hit and run or another pitch out. Throw to first, and he just got back. There's that whistle from Chuck again to Campanella. Roy looked around. Hear that whistle? That's addressing the dugout, getting Campanella's attention. And the battle of wits goes on. A lot goes on in a ball game that you seldom have a chance to see or hear. Another throw over. Two balls, 1 strike. Again. That one almost thrown away. The high pop-up foul back to third. Billy Cox drifting over toward the stands and in. Two outs, and here's Mickey Mantle. Struck out, grounded to first, homered and single. Driven in 2 runs. Regardless of the outcome of the series, this young man's name will be emblazoned high among the stars. Mickey Mantle, Duke Snyder, Johnny Mize, Pee Wee Reese, Phil Rizzuto, Billy Cox, Perillo, and Pafko, and Berra. You can go on and on. Ball 1. As a matter of fact, it really isn't fair to single out anyone. Of course, we didn't name any of the pitchers. They're all in for their share of glory. But every man has fought his heart out in this series. Ground ball grabbed beautifully by Gil Hodges to convert it into the putout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. And the score at the end of 8.5 innings, Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. Well, here we are. Bobby Morgan is going to come up to bat for Carl Erskine, right-hand hitter. This will be the half inning that will either determine the world's champion or whether we continue on into extra innings. We can determine it one way or the other. So Bobby Morgan comes in to bat for Erskine. Billy Cox and Pee Wee Reese to follow. Gorman and Sane in the Yankee bullpen. The Dodger bullpen alive. King and Wade. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2, last of the ninth. High foul out of play. Back of third, strike 1. Young Bobby Morgan from Oklahoma City. Batting for Carl Erskine. You can be sure nobody's left this ballpark either. There's a fly ball hit to left. Woodling back there has it. 1 away. More of a high drive than a fly ball. Here's Billy Cox. Struck out. Grounded to third. Double to right center, single to right. He's had 2 for 4. Dodgers still in there battling. Strike 1. Now the Yankees have 3 men warming up. Gorman, Sane, and Ray Scarborough. Curve, a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaths are short. Hearts are beating rapidly. Pulses are racing on every pitch. Strike 2 as he fouls it back to the screen. 1-2. Curve is hit sharply to second. Martin has it. Throws to Collins, 2 away. And now coming to bat is the Little Colonel, Pee Wee Reese. And on deck there's a guy named Duke Snyder. And so the situation is right now with Cazava and Reese. Casey Stengel hollers, hey, look out for the bunt. Time call. McDougal calls time. He wants to say something to Cazava. Casey hollers, look out for the bunt. Because what the Dodgers need is a man on with the Duke coming up to have that tying run at the plate. Inside, ball 1. Chuck Gresson slapping his hands together. The way this series has been going, anything can happen, and it has. High, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. There's Chuck Gresson giving his signal to the Pee Wee. Billy Martin trying to come in and settle Cazava down. Strike 1, 2-1. Saw Reese trying to rattle Cazava. He's trying to get on any way he can. Wants to bring the Duke up to set it up for the tying run at least. Time called. Reese steps out. Any maneuver to rattle that pitcher, get him off his stride. Part of the game. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down. Last half of the 9th inning. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2. Strike 2, 2-2. Yogi from the Yankee bench. Yogi looked around. Fouled off, and we're still alive. Up against the screen. That's where the boys are doing the radio version of the series are sitting. Jack Brickhouse and Al Helfer. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, last of the 9th inning. Yanks 4, Dodgers 2. And the crowd is standing. They're standing. Just took a look. Most of them are standing. Foul ball. Hit the handle of the bat. Anticipatory or not, policemen have just moved into the Yankee dugout and over to the Dodger dugout. As a fly ball hit out to left field, Woodling getting under it. And the Yankees are champions. And look at Barrow. Piggyback riding Bob Cazava. The Yankees for the 4th consecutive time. And boy, they're pounding that Cazava for a tremendous relief job. Look at him go. Boy, the Yanks are happy. They had to do it the hard way again. They've always won the big one, and again they did it. And the final score, the New York Yankees, 4 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors. The Brooklyn Dodgers, 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. In a moment, we'll review the highlights of the game for you. Well, Red, the camera is back on us, and it was a tremendous series.
Congratulations, Mel, on a great job, and congratulations to the New York Yankees for the second straight time, for the second time, World Series champions for 4 consecutive years. And for Stengel, he is still the 1,000% manager. 4 years managing the Yankees, 4 pennants, 4 World titles. It was a great World Series. Our congratulations go to both ball clubs, and especially to the again champions of the world, the New York Yankees.
Well, Red, as you and I both said before the game started today, this has been one of the most terrific World Series of all time, one of the most dramatic. And it was just a shame that one of these 2 teams had to lose. And we said before the game, I think that every fan, every baseball observer, all the reporters felt the same way, that it was no disgrace to lose, and that the winner had nothing to really be arrogant about, if I might use that little harsh word. It was just, somebody had to win today, and both teams just covered themselves with glory from start to finish.
Well, Mel, before we get too far gone, the totals are 4-10-4 for the Yankees, 2-8-1 for the Dodgers. The winning pitcher is Reynolds, giving him his 6th win. He now equals Gomez with 6 wins. Ruffing, of course, has won 7, the tops in that field. However, the pitching hero for New York, make no mistake about it, was Cazava, who came on and stopped the Dodgers in the breach when they had their big inning in the 7th, a big chance. This program is authorized under television rights granted by the Commissioner of Baseball solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express consent of the Commissioner is prohibited. Any commercial or other use of the program, such as by charging admission for its showing, is similarly prohibited without the express authority of the Commissioner. Our appreciation for a fine job to our director, Ralph Giffen, for the games here at Ebbets Field, and technical director, Frank Ennis, and to the camera crew. So, fans, that's that. The story of another World Series goes into the record. But Gillette's Cavalcade of Sports carries on. Every Friday night, we telecast the major boxing event of the week, so plan to be at your television receiver and enjoy the fun. And now, this is Red Barber with Mel Allen saying, smooth sailing, smooth shaving, and good afternoon from your host, the Gillette Safe to Razor Company.